is CTV News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Tonight, a Windsorite is sharing the frustration of an internet blackout half a world away. Protests across Iran are leaving many families abroad struggling to reach loved ones and piece together what's happening back home.
I had to go to class today. I was in the class, but I couldn't even listen because I had my earphone on my one ear and having the live news.
Elnaz Akhavan is a PhD candidate and research assistant at the University of Windsor. She moved to Canada from Iran in January of 2021, but says the distance has never felt greater. As protests continue across Iran, authorities have restricted internet and phone access, making it difficult for people to communicate or verify what's happening there on the ground. With those connections cut, Akhavan says she hasn't been able to speak with her mother or other family and friends since the blackout began. Despite the fear and uncertainty, she says many people opposed to the current government feel a sense of hope that something may be changing.
We can feel like something is changing there, but the problem here is even us, we just, for me, it was like, okay, so what can I do? I'm not there. What can I do that I'm here? What we saw, from outside with the videos and stuff that, or talking to our friends or families, that was unbelievable.
Akhavan says that feeling of helplessness is why she'll be attending a peaceful protest tomorrow here in Windsor, meant to show support for Iranians who she says are being silenced. The demonstration is set for 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon along the riverfront at the big Canadian flag, with organizers encouraging the public to attend and help amplify these voices. Windsor's crisis response team has been busy. The CRT pairs Windsor police officers with social workers. The teams responded to 42,000 calls last year, which is a 28% increase from the year before. The goal of these teams is to safely de-escalate mental health crises on scene and connect people with immediate support and community resources. Meantime, Windsor has another new unit targeting bail compliance. As CTV's Sanjay Morrow reports, their statistics are up as well.
Numbers from the Windsor Police Offender Management Unit, a joint team with LaSalle Police, show how active bail enforcement has become. In 2025, officers completed more than 300 bail compliance checks and conducted over 21,000 GPS monitoring checks. That work led to 118 arrests for bail breaches and related warrants, more than double the total from the year before.
They agree to these conditions in front of a justice or a judge in order to stay out of the jail system, and oftentimes they just go right back into the same lifestyle that they were in that got them into trouble in the first place.
The data comes days after police announced 4 separate arrests involving people accused of cutting off their GPS ankle monitors while out on bail. In each case, police say the individual went into hiding before they were tracked down and arrested.
Cutting off a monitor is not difficult, really. It's, you can cut locks on lockers in high schools. You can cut locks on bicycles. You can cut these things off.
Retired OPP Commissioner Chris Lewis says that's why follow-up and enforcement are critical and why monitoring alone is not enough.
An alarm goes off when they're cut. The bad guy might think it's, oh, this is simple to cut it off and go out dancing, but that's not the case at all. Police are notified. They start looking for the individual.
And officers say for some offenders, the creation of a dedicated bail compliance unit has come as a surprise, particularly shocked when officers show up at an offender's door.
Especially at first, they had no idea who we were. We would explain that, this was a new unit. They didn't know we existed. They had never experienced a door knock, check up on their curfew. Some offenders that we dealt with at the beginning, after a few encounters with them, they have shown improvement. Not all of them, but some of them have.
The Offender Management Unit was launched in March of 2024 with provincial funding as part of Ontario's effort to strengthen bail supervision. Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
4 suspects have been arrested from across Windsor, Lakeshore and Chatham, Kent, charged in connection with a Boxing Day theft. Police say the suspects broke into a manufacturing facility on Eugenie, where they stole a cargo van, tools, computers and metal. The items are all valued at $200,000. And from the court today, the victim of a serious collision in Lakeshore spoke with our Stephanie Mazzotti, explaining in her own words how hard it's been to be the subject of lies and gossip as the man who hurt her was sentenced to house arrest for dangerous driving.
I would never get into a driver's seat if I was drinking.
Public assumption that Maya Prentice was behind the wheel during a crash in Lakeshore has been put to rest 3 years later.
If you don't know the story, then don't say anything about it. And I think we should remember that this isn't just gossip. This is the trauma that I had to live through and my family had to live through.
21-year-old Cameron Droulard admitted in court Thursday he was driving that day, and he lied to first responders, police, and hospital staff. On Friday, he told the court, quote, "I was 18 years old and made a horrible decision that day." He went on to say he decided to plead guilty mid-trial after hearing testimony from Prentice's mother, who described both the physical and emotional harm Maya has faced. Justice Doobie noted Droulard's guilty plea meant Prentice did not have to take the stand, avoiding her being re-traumatized. But Prentice says she was prepared to testify.
Things would have been a lot different if there was accountability from the beginning. And the court saying that it's great that he's admitting it now really means nothing to me. Admitting it 3 years later.
The justice handed Droulard an 8-month conditional sentence, 60 of those days under house confinement. As part of his sentence, he cannot have any contact with Prentice, keep a distance of 30 meters at all time, and cannot buy or consume any substances. Doobie says the consequences of breaking these conditions could lead to his arrest and jail time for the remainder of his sentence.
I don't think it's enough for what he's done, what he's put me and my family through. But it's just how the court system works in Canada.
Prentice says she plans to file a civil lawsuit. Droulard declined an interview with CTV News. Stephanie Mazzotti, CTV News.
The Special Investigations Unit has cleared Windsor Police of any wrongdoing after a suspect suffered a broken bones in his face. Last September, police responded to a break-and-enter in South Windsor. The intruder demanded a vehicle and assaulted the homeowners. While under arrest, the SIU says the suspect kicked and punched the officer. The officer responded by using the conducted energy weapon and punching the suspect in the face. He suffered a broken nose and broken eye bone. The SIU says the officer's actions were not criminal. The emergency department wait time clock is currently unavailable.
Unfortunately, there were some technical issues with it, and it wasn't consistently showing accurate data. So we had pulled that down until we could get it corrected.
Windsor Regional Hospital says the wait time clock went offline around New Year's Eve, and they don't know when it will be back up and operating. Regardless, the hospital continues to warn, seek help from Ontario Health Virtual Care, local pharmacies, or walk-in clinics, because non-urgent trips to the ER will lead to long waits.
It, depends on the time of day you're coming in, how many patients are in the waiting room, the day of the week, how many doctors are working. But definitely you're unlikely to be able to be coming into the emergency department and out in 4 hours or less. You're definitely going to have a much longer wait time than that for a non-emergent issue.
We might have to wait a long time for temperatures like we enjoyed today to come back again. CTV's Chris Campbell reports on today's blustery, balmy day.
A warm and windy day was all the proof you needed to see winter was taking a break in Windsor.
It's more like March kite season.
Instead of snow boots and parkas, many Windsorites were out in light jackets or no coat at all.
I see someone else doing it. I think, well, that person's doing it, I'm doing it too. So
yeah, why not? When in Rome, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's beautiful out. Nice little breeze. It's cool.
I'll take the warmth in comparison. No, I'll take the warmth in comparison to everything. The wind kind of sucks, but I'll take it.
It's a nice day for a little walk here, as long as my dog doesn't blow away.
I love the weather.
I'm concerned about the shingles on the church roof.
At Windsor City Hall, the new skating rink is closed, but not because of the warm weather, but because the wind is too windy, with gusts reaching upwards of 110 kilometers an hour.
And I'd be out here skating in shorts if it wasn't for the wind, but it's a beautiful day, and as you can see, the ice looks good. It looks like it's just been Zamboni, but again, with these winds, and you can see all the leaves on the ice, it makes it dangerous for the blades, so you just can't have the rink open in these conditions.
Even though right now you see a lot of leaves and water on it, it has brought so much joy.
In LaSalle, the new skating loop stayed open, but no one was there while the winds kept whipping.
Give me some snow, eh? I'll take some snow.
Really, we haven't seen a temperature this warm on January 9th for a long time.
According to Environment Canada, Windsor unofficially broke a 100-plus-year-old record set back in 1880, passing 13.3 degrees with a new high of 14.1.
It is not uncommon for us to see what we colloquially term January thaw often. Does happen fairly commonly about once a winter or midwinter. So
meteorologists say while today's warmth is extreme, it's not unprecedented, but it's certainly unusual for early January. And while many are enjoying the break from winter, officials remind residents that fluctuating temperatures can make natural ice unsafe, especially on ponds and creeks.
But I think tomorrow's going to be a different story. The next day we're going to get back into it, so people can get back on the ice and start trying to catch some perch.
Makes the ice hippie. Look at a couple guys went through on snowmobiles already, eh?
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald will join me in 2 minutes' time with your weekend forecast. And then immediately afterwards, details of a new lawsuit launched by the province over the Skills Development Fund scandal. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joins me now. And Gary, wow, that was quite the record we broke today.
You're right about that. Good evening, Michelle. Good evening, folks. 14.1 degrees Celsius. The old record set 146 years ago in 1880 at 13.3. And unfortunately, it was just such a blustery day. We really couldn't enjoy it per se. I mean, it was mild. Certainly, it felt like mid to late March, but we had wind gusts close to 100K at the airport early this morning, and we also had gusts unofficially eclipsing 110 over parts of Lake St. Clair, all due to this massive spin of low pressure that's moving out of our airspace. With it, some snow, rain, even some freezing rain. But in its wake, colder air, another system moves through, and it's going to linger. In fact, two areas of low pressure will come together over the weekend. It will start with rain, I'd say around 2 p.m. Saturday, and then wind up as snow late Saturday through the evening, overnight into Sunday morning. There's a rainfall component as well. Unfortunately, there could even be some freezing rain. I don't think it will last very long through the middle or latter stage, rather, of the evening Saturday night, but it's there. And we'll also see the winds start to pick up Saturday night into early Sunday morning. I don't believe they'll be nearly as strong as they have been today. The snow, heaviest amounts, will lie to the east and northeast of the city of London as we head towards Sunday. Anywhere from 2 to 10 centimeters. I think we'll see a light dusting to a centimeter in the next 24 hours, and obviously getting colder. The overnight low projected before dawn Saturday morning. Look at this, -2. We'd normally be closer to about -8, so it's still above seasonal, but certainly in the neighborhood of cold temperatures. The winds are light through the overnight. Even by midnight, we're looking at calm winds. But again, through the afternoon, we'll see things start to get uglier. Increase in cloudiness. We'll see a high of 5 degrees, say around 3 or 4 p.m. By 5 p.m., there's a good chance of not just windy conditions, but that rain-snow mix. Starting off as rain, quickly changing over to snow, and that could be certainly the story late Saturday night into Sunday morning. Sunday's high is only 0. Then 0 again for Monday with flurries in the morning. Tuesday up to 4 and cloudy, and then a mix of rain and snow Wednesday, a high of 0, and then -2 and -2 to close things out next week, Thursday into Friday. Those temperatures of -2 for highs would be seasonal or average for this time of the year.
All right, thanks so much, Gary. Meantime, the province is suing Keel Digital Solutions for what it calls fraudulent misrepresentation relating to contracts with the Ministry of Colleges and Universities. The same company is at the center of the Skills Development Fund scandal. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has the details.
The Ford government wants $27 million from Keel Digital Solutions. For 3 years, funding flowed from the Ministry of Colleges and Universities for an online program to offer mental health support to students. The government now accuses the company of deceit and obstruction, of inflating the number of help sessions to drive up its payout. In a filing with Ontario's Superior Court, the government writes, the false reports caused the Crown to pay the corporate defendants millions of dollars that they otherwise would not have been paid. The government's claims haven't been tested in court. Last month, the OPP's anti-rackets branch launched an investigation into this. Keel has denied wrongdoing and says a counterclaim is coming. In a statement, their COO calls the government suit deeply flawed, built on misstatements and outright inaccuracies, stressing that Keel Digital has never been involved in any fraudulent activity, and they fully expect the government to be compelled to retract its claims, apologize, and answer for the recklessness and malice that drove this case. This suit puts the spotlight back on the Minister of Labour and the $2.5 billion Skills Development Fund.
Speaker, we don't need anyone on this side of the House to tell us to support our first responders, to support their training, to support their mental health.
Puccini's admitted to boosting Keel's low-scoring application for cash. The suit makes clear the money went out the door after a deep dive into the company's billing had begun.
It doesn't make a lot of sense for one ministry to issue or to launch an audit into a company and then for another ministry to give them $7 million. That's either incompetence or corruption.
Puccini's rinkside outing and a trip to Paris to spend time with Keel-connected friends have been under scrutiny. The Premier said this week he has no plans to move his minister.
With any program that large, there's going to be tweaks, and that's what we're going to do. And do I have confidence in David Puccini? Yes, I do.
Baffling to the Liberals.
How can the minister still be there? The minister's still there because the Premier is actively engaged, and his government, in covering this up.
Puccini is under investigation by Ontario's Integrity Commissioner, checking if he broke any ethics rules in awarding taxpayer funds. At Queen's Park, Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Toronto area MP Chrystia Freeland has officially resigned. Freeland's absence from the Liberal caucus will leave Prime Minister Mark Carney 2 seats shy of a majority government. A by-election for Freeland's Toronto riding must be called within 180 days. Freeland was appointed, as we reported, as an unpaid advisor on economic development by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Monday. That prompted critics to say she should have resigned before taking a new role for a foreign government. To the county now, where rural mayors are taking stock of the successes of the past year and looking ahead to new opportunities. CTV's Bob Belichico reports from today's annual Mayor's Breakfast.
This year is going to be big for cycling in the region.
With the Gordie Howe International Bridge slated to open this year, cycle tourism is expected to grow.
Peely presents an interesting scenic stopover that you can kind of cut the Great Lake and do the loop between Michigan, Ohio, and Ontario and back again.
Peely Island Mayor Kathy Miller was among the leaders at this morning's Mayor's Breakfast hosted by the Leamington Chamber, telling attendees the island is working with Tourism Windsor Essex Peely Island to help promote local tourism opportunities.
Over 100,000 passenger ferries are on the Peely Islander every year, going over and discovering what Peely Island has to offer. We want to get more people to do that, of course, but we also want them to be market ready.
TWAPI CEO Gordon Norfield's one way to help is through the Municipal Accommodation Tax, or MAT, which allows communities to generate revenue from overnight visits to reinvest into the community.
Some of the infrastructure that you need to have, like, proper maps, proper signage, proper amenities like bathrooms and access to water and making sure that they have what they need when they're on their route.
Kingsville Mayor Dennis Rogers looks forward to seeing shovels in the ground for the town's West Side Collector Road.
So what it's going to do is it can create a loop bypass for our community, but that west side now it's a catalyst for opening up, growth and development on the west side, residential, commercial, you name it.
In Leamington, Mayor Hilda McDonald is excited and proud of the waterfront project. Coming this year, a market plaza expected to attract food trucks and small businesses. Also, the town is looking at a music venue by the dock.
We used to focus so much on tourism. Tourism is still a facet, but it's important that you create venues and opportunities for enjoyment for the people that live, work, and play and stay in your community.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
Also today, we learned conversation has begun about replacing the 65-year-old Pelee Island ferry. Kathy Miller says the ship is reliable but old. She's meeting with ministry officials this week to get a sense of the timeline for replacement.
The Pelee Islander 2 is a beautiful new vessel. It was launched in 2019 officially. It runs April to December. It's increased our capacity immensely and increased the reliability of the service immensely, but we're not done. And we know that Pelee has demand, and we want to meet it. And so we just need to keep telling that story with the ministry.
Windsor's jobless rate has dropped again, this time dipping 4 basis points to 7.7% last month. Statistics Canada put November's jobless rate at 8.1, October 9.6. StatsCan says there was a boost in the number of people looking for work in December. The agency says the Canadian economy added 8,200 jobs last month, mostly full-time. Canada's unemployment rate rose to 6.8% in December from 6.5% a month earlier as a growing labor force outpaced job gains. On the markets, the TSX gained more than 230 points. In New York, the Dow was up almost 240, the Nasdaq 191. The loonie slipped 0.16 of a cent. Gold jumped just over $40 an ounce, and oil rose $1.36 a barrel. The Windsor Sports and Culture Centre and the Windsor Sikh community are once again giving back. Today, volunteers delivered a massive donation of food, clothing, blankets, and essential items to Street Help Homeless Centre's new dining room. This long-standing partnership has provided meals and support for nearly 2 decades. Organizers say the generosity highlights the Sikh community's ongoing commitment to compassion and service in Windsor, Essex.
We feel great because, look at those people inside the center. When we came in, I seen some people grabbing the bags from here full of, the blankets, and they were so happy to walk out.
Meantime, the Windsor Essex County Humane Society has been busy. The actual number of animals adopted is 2,668. That works out to be about 7 to 8 animals every day. A number of adoption events were held throughout the year, including open houses and an event at Devonshire Mall. The Humane Society is currently asking the public for donations of adult wet cat food of any brand, as they are starting to run low. Executive Director Lynette Bain says they see about 14,000 animals throughout a year.
So we're really happy with that volume, and when we compare ourselves to other humane societies in southwestern Ontario, it's 3 to 4 times higher. So we're really proud of the volume of animals that we're dealing with.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
The Windsor Spitfires dominated the Erie Otters last night, winning 9-1 on home ice. Perhaps, though, the team was buoyed by an unusual mid-game center ice ceremony. CTV's Travis Fortnum has the details.
For one Chatham couple, I Do didn't happen in a church or banquet hall. It happened at center ice. Surrounded by friends, family, some mascots, and thousands of Windsor Spitfires fans.
It's definitely a unique experience, and I didn't expect this to happen at all.
Sheldon Cadott and Daleen Trudell tied the knot Thursday night during the second intermission of a Spits home game on the team's Elvis-themed night at the WFCU Center. And it's a bit of a full-circle moment for the pair, who got engaged on the very same ice last spring. Sheldon dropping to one knee during an intermission game of human bowling.
That was a fun moment. They let me grab the microphone to propose to her, and she said yes, so I won.
In the fall, it was the team who came to them with a big idea for their big day.
I do.
We get a call from Windsor saying, hey, do you want to do the on-ice wedding? And we said sure, and now we're standing here because it's the day to do it.
I do. Ceremony, the ice time, a private suite for family and friends, and even a hotel room for the night, all covered, making this the first ever wedding held during a Windsor Spitfires game. And despite the crowd watching, the couple says the moment still felt intimate.
It's really nice to know that in one way or form we'll go down in history for doing something like this. So half these people, we won't see them again. So it'll just be our friends and family that we brought. We'll see them again and they can nag us for it. We can manage that.
Travis Fortnum, CTV News.
And one last time for the week, here's Gary with the weather forecast.
Michelle, it's going to get colder with snow and rain, the mixture of the two for Saturday afternoon into the evening. Starting off as rain briefly, changing over to snow and a bit of a mixture through the late evening overnight, and temperatures really falling off to more seasonal values, what we'd expect. We'll go from +5 Saturday's high, still above seasonal, to seasonal Sunday through Monday, holding at 0 degrees. A little bump Tuesday, cloudy and +4, and then back to freezing or slightly below that mark as we head towards Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Again, flurries, we'll see them. In some areas might even see a centimeter or two, what we would normally see at this time of the year. Have yourselves a good night. Michelle?
Thanks, Gary. Well, we've known the men's roster for some time, and now we know the women who are going to Italy to defend their Olympic gold medal in hockey.
Emirates, Mathmar, Bruderheim, Alberta.
Today's event featured a video of young players announcing the adult roster. That include Bruderheim's Emerson Marshmeyer. She joins 22 other women who will represent our country at the Olympics in Italy next month. 7 of the players are Olympic rookies. 16 were on the squad that won gold at the 22 games in Beijing. The Canadian women's hockey team has won 4 straight Olympic gold medals. Well, that's all the time we have for now. Thank you so much for watching all this week. We hope you have a great weekend. For stories throughout the weekend, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca. Stephanie will be back here with you Monday at 6. Have a great weekend.